I guess your west and your, north.
Yeah.
But it's comparable to the east and to the south.
Well, we got half of them beat up.
Yeah.
Anyone have any questions on the community budget?
But considering where you were, I guess we went back and looked today, because I'm going to do some, tomorrow morning when I meet with all the staff, I'm going through giving them some accomplishments and highlights in state management who've been here. One of the things that when state management took over was we really, the board, we didn't know the finances, if there were $350,000 in the line of credit, or ended the year at $416,000 to the good. So when you start looking at your numbers that you have and have a contingency of around $1 billion, that shows that there have been a lot of systems put in place as far as purchasing and different protocols have been put in place. So you really came a long way, and the finance and the staff have really worked hard in order to ensure that. So you're still working with a very, very tight budget.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Pay scales.
Okay, I've been working on this for 6 months. Start with the ones I haven't changed. I haven't changed the extended employment days, those are the same. There's been no change there. The extra service,
And some of those we may continue to look at those as we go throughout the course of the summer. So some of those are subject to change.
and these are your certified extended days. And I'll explain that a little bit why I'm just saying that certified, because we put classified in them. We revamped classified completely. But these are the days that we have right now.
One thing that the board needs to be cautious about when you're thinking about your budget, because right now,
Your meat.
you don't have a superintendent salary in this.
I know.
So, you need to kind of keep in the back of your mind of, in the neighborhood, probably, yes, 100, somewhere in that neighborhood, to have a superintendent in place. So just always keep that in the back of your mind, that needs to be included in that budget at some point.
Unless KDE just, continue forever. Really flawless.
We don't want to be here forever. We want to give you control back.
I know.
As I say quite often, I'm trying to work myself out of a job.
All right, we didn't change anything here. Now, if they didn't use anything for the last couple of years, I took it off.
Yeah.
No one's ever had that position.
Okay, which
So-
schedule are we looking at, sorry?
The extra service.
Extra service.
Pay. These are like your coaches and your stipends for your principals, guidance counselors, yearbook drama, academics, all your different sports coaches, those kinds of things.
Your book.
Yeah. And if we had a grant, the thing with the salary scale is, I can't pay anybody that you guys haven't approved a scale on. So that's why you get these random things that come in that I make you approve, because we're not allowed to do that. So this is everybody that we could potentially pay that I'm aware of that we've approved to this point.
And that extra service also includes, I've seen the athletic director walk in, and since I've been here, they've wanted to establish a volleyball program. And that does include that salary in there, but however, that is contingent upon
Creating
being
the.
approved, but the money has been allocated. And what we did was, there was, like she said, we went through and there have been some items like such as the wrestling coach or the wrestling coach. But that has been, that's not been on there. There's been some other things that we removed, but kind of helped offset.
So, okay, Mary, I misunderstood that. That is grappling off the table
As of
now?
right now, it makes me a little bit cautious with the board attorney sitting here and so forth. It's, to me, with it not being a sanctioned sport by the High School Athletic Association, I would be very hesitant about having that program right now. Just grappling, wrestling is a sport sanctioned by the High School Athletic Association. I don't think that we were participating within the High School Athletic Association. I think we were doing it more as a recreational sport, and it really made me really, and the athletic director may be able to confirm that. Were we ever competitive as far as with wrestling?
Not since I've been here 7 years.
Okay.
We're not.
So when I walked by and saw some of those things, a big flashing light started going off with liability issues and things of that nature. So it wasn't that anyone was doing anything incorrectly, it was just made me really nervous.
So if they were to, by chance,
If
get
they
into
were by
wrestling
chance, or
part,
they get into a sanctioned event, then we
then
may
it would be
be,
okay.
yeah,
I guess I never realized it wasn't.
right, which is just that he just mentioned it could affect your insurance coverage with your carrier. The bass fishing, we didn't have a sponsor for it this year, so it's not on there, but you know, if we had a sponsor, I would ask you all to reconsider.
Yeah. I didn't leave them on there if we hadn't had them in here. Okay, I'm really excited about this because I worked really hard, and it's about throwing me nuts.
Which one? is
So,
certified?
this is the certified. So here's what I did. I've got about 20 different certified scales. And we put everybody in, and I hit a goal on how much I want to spend. And then I worked my way down to it. So what we had before was there were percentages that made no sense. The rank 1, you got a raise from the beginning to the end of about 27%. The rank 2 was 28%, and the rank 3 was 31. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. Why is this like this? Every line was a different number. There were 0.46, 0.32. I'm like, help me, I don't get it. So what we did is Mr. Spencer provided me with an average of what surrounding counties we were, what rank we were in the state on our scale, and where we were. And we kind of had a goal that I would get us to where our average was higher than Morgan County, just to be honest with you. So what I did was our old average for rank 1 was $50,068. Our rank 2 was $46,000. This is an average, and they do it over 30 years. And our rank 3 was $42,000. So what we did is now the rank 1 average is $51,011. The rank 2 average is $47,124, and the rank 3 is $43,217.70. Now, even with these on there, and so from 1 to 4, everybody gets 1%. At 5 is 5.1%. At 6 to 9, everybody gets a 1%. 10, 5%. 11 through 14 is 0.5%. At 15 is 2.5. 16 through 19 is 0.5. At 20 it's 2.5, and then 21 through 27 is 0.5. Now this is the first step to getting us where we need to be. And we can make adjustments for that. But that's a total of 31%. And each one, those are for each scale. They're exactly the same. Now, I increased the beginning salary from $34,634 to $35. No, beginning, that'd be 1. Okay. Up to 35, go up some, 0. 34,900, and then I upped rank 2. So I tried to get us a pretty good average on where we're at, and we actually increased rank 1 by $943,000, 2 by $706, and 3 by $450. This alone, prior to the retirements, was right around $138,000. But that's what I've been saving money for. We gotta fix this stuff. So this is one of the things I've been
Hard to be
working on.
competitive.
Yep.
You know, our teachers work hard. I did not, and then.
And also, when you also look at this, we've had KDE folks look at this too, some of the best financial folks in the state have looked at this, so not just my eyes, it's been, and Laura's eyes, it's actually been some of the best folks that KDE has to offer has actually looked at this.
Yeah, and we worked really hard. The one thing we did do, if you go down to the bottom, is after 20 consecutive days as a substitute teacher in the same position, they'll be paid from the rank 5 pay scale, because right now they stay on that 80 or 70 a day thing. So now, after the 20 days consecutively, they go to that rank 5, and we'll be talking about a policy that we'll put in place, but I've got to put it on here too, or I can't pay.
And then also you'll see on there the doctorate program. The doctorate program is starting to become popular within schools. So we've added the National Board Certification, vision impaired, and we also want to start developing some leaders in need. You know, Mrs. Means has went through the program and Asbury. So we want to start encouraging some of our employees to start participating in some of the doctoral programs to do more at State or Eastern or UK. And this would give them a little bit of incentive to do that.
This is some of the stuff that the Floyd County superintendent was talking
Exactly,
about.
some of the same things that he's mentioned.
All right. Okay, prepare yourself.
This was the big
This is
deal.
not at all like anything you've ever seen before. So what I did here is we had an 8-page classified pay scale. We had about 8 different people on the same pay scale. It was crazy. So what we did is we started like this. We've got every position on here, how many days they have, how many hours they have, and what level they are. So I started these levels, and we're starting out our people at 757. Not competitive, we can't win like that. So what we did is, go to the page 2, we moved that to $8 an hour. I moved up consistently the start out, so that it's more consistent, and then I did the averages like we were talking about before. Now, it can't be 31% or we have to cut everybody's salary. So what it was 74% for some, 30 for some, 65 for some. Oh, it's all over the place, I want to cry. But now we have 1 through 4 is 2.4%. They're doing the same thing. You've got the same percentages, and everybody has the same percentage all the way across the board, except for, go back, except for the nursing scale. Now we don't have a separate nursing scale. I left the nursing scale that you had the same as it was, the nursing clerk and the nursing scale. And then the bus drivers, I gave them a nickel or a, what I get, dime, every 5-year increments. And that's what I can afford, because most of them been here 100 years.
They're well worth everything.
Yes, they are. But man, it hurt my feelings when I was giving them the big ones. But anyway, I'm just joking, Brenda will give me those. That's another day or two. But, and then I tried to keep them to where, you know, that the increase that is at the top kind of gets the same increase at the bottom. Now on, the next page. Okay, these are your degree people. So I did not touch the Frisky, it's the same. I did not mess with it or even try to attend because they're attached to a grant and I didn't get a chance to sit down and really go through it with them. But level 11, I'm thinking is food service. So that's how it went. You look over here to see what level
Food
you're on,
service,
then
yeah.
you go over here to see your other.
12 is Frisky.
So, 13,
Community ed.
right, 13, she works a 220 calendar. 14 is
careful,
Kelly,
Ty.
he's 230, I'm 240, 15. So as we go, I kind of just, and then they're at, around the same as, they're at 39% overall, and that's closer to the pay scale. And we were trying to level it out a little bit, but now you've got these people on those percentages, the hourly on a percentage, and all of our teachers on a percentage.
One of the things that I know that we need to start looking at is, there may be some, I don't know about for this year, but you need to start thinking about some of the folks in certain positions as far as the extra service, you know, like with your principals and with your other folks. We may have to start looking as a district to start increasing some of those in order to be competitive to where we can keep our folks in place. So those may be some of the next things that we bring back to the board for within the next year or so to start getting where our administrative positions are competitive especially with the extra service part of it.
And that's step 2. This is step 1, let's make it a little bit fairer, and next year when we see how we're doing, because I think by the time we build a new school, I'll have this where I want it. You know what I mean? And we'll be more competitive with our salaries, we'll be able to do that. Now, before retirements or anything like that, it's gonna cost us around 220,000, which I tried to stay at 200,000, that was my goal, but, you know, we were trying to be fair, and we were trying to make it consistent. So, but we've had a lot of retirees, and we've had, you know, people leaving and
Lower levels.
lower levels
Years of
hired, so,
experience,
we're actually, it's not costing us anything right now. So,
Through attrition, things of that nature, we've been very fortunate. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I probably we will start looking at, though, is starting with those extra service. Start looking at some additional increments for that.
Have we thought about implementing what, the Floyd County Superintendent said also about doing some kind of a, yeah.
We fill out some
Yes,
paperwork
attendance.
today with that.
I
Okay,
sent it into retirement.
good. Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is great to give them a percentage for sure, but by doing things like that, maybe we could
Well,
increase
I've got
participation.
it, I've got it started, it's, up at retirement. This will not be something that adds to their retirement, because
No.
it's not part of their salary, so it's not added. But once we get permission, then we'll start working on a policy and, present it to you guys to be approved.
So this is your first step. Probably next step is we're going to start looking as far as administrative position, and then may start looking at that certified, and get them up, because I feel pretty
Yeah.
good about the classified staff.
Yeah, I'm good with classified.
Is working with the certified staff, so that's your next phase next year. So we're-
Yeah, that's my plan. And that's what we could afford
Because
this
if we
year.
want to attract and retain top-notch administration, we've got to be competitive. If we want to keep top-notch certified teachers, we have to be competitive. And I feel like that our classified staff schedule is now competitive, but we've got to really look at the focus on our certified, and that's our next phase.
All right, so that's why no classified staff is on the extra extended days thing, because all of their days are here.
Mhm.
So when this changes, or you guys change anything, days and stuff like that, you change it here. So now we've got, and I think once everybody looks at it a little bit closer, they'll be able to, it'll be a little bit easier than flipping through 7 or 8 pages and trying to keep your lines straight. Oh my, that was horrible. And the other thing I want you to look at is under athletics, we have added, we pay Little League workers $10 an hour, and we're paying athletic workers, they're not a stipend, they're $10 an hour, so that we can comply with IRS regulations.
So we try to be very transparent about this. And once again, this has been beyond my eyes. It's been competitive with, we've used KEDC salary schedule, and we've really had a lot of folks look at it. So not just Ms. Bartley, it's not myself, it's been various people.
Someone have any more questions? I make a motion that we approve the pay scales. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. 2017, 2018 pay dates.
All right, Mr. Spencer caught me in an error today, I didn't like it. So, here's your pay date. Yeah, I know, it doesn't happen often, just go with it. We get paid on the 15th and 30th, and I just have the 15th and 30th on everything, but sometimes those hit the weekends, and so people want to know if it's hitting on Monday or Friday. So I went back through, and those are rides.
Had to change quite a few, didn't it?
No, not really. Only about
Yes, you
7 or
did.
8. All right, there weren't any, it's okay.
At least if they fall weekend.
Yeah, they had.
7 or 8, just a third.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right, people. But these are your pay dates next year.
So thanks to me, your money will be in the bank on Friday evening. Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
Yeah, there you go.
I would just like for the staff to recognize.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Your motion carries. Depository agreement with Traditional Bank.
This is the same agreement that we've had the last 2 years. We renewed it last year. I contacted the bank. They said that it's no problem to renew it another 2. So, I'm just asking that you extend the depository agreement with Traditional Bank for additional 2 years.
And realize that you're not getting rich off of the interest being paid by the
Oh,
bank.
I'm thrilled with the interest. We're doing
What do
good.
we end up with?
I think up to now, we're at $12,000 or $13,000 we've got so far this school year. That's not what we were getting before.
Well, maybe
Oh,
we're up
really?
to 10. We're probably at .9 then, instead of
Well, I don't
0.7.
care, we're getting some, it's
Yeah,
nice.
getting something.
But it used to be 5 and 6%, so.
Well, that's a long time ago.
Tell my age, right?
I'll make the motion to approve the conflict of interest back for 10 years.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Abolish custodial supervisor position.
Okay, so, we'll be having a retirement, and, we abolished this position and created another one, combined, position into one salary, or one person position, sorry. And you'll notice that on the front page of the classified scale.
And it will save you about $25,000 is what it saves.
Oh, wow.
So, this is step one.
Once again, anytime we abolish a position, we're gonna bring it before the board if we create, and that way you'll know that we've got a clean record, clean slate.
I'll make a motion that we approve the abolishment of the custodial supervisor position. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Create facilities director position.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. It's gonna be a food service /
Facilities director.
facilities director, and, did we add 10 days?
It's just reflected on the salary.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was on the salary, I think it's 10 days.
But anyway, it's a $25,000 savings to the district.
Yeah.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Create academic learning specialist position.
Of course, you've seen the PDSA working with a lot of the management on it, and tied back into the curriculum support of the management piece, especially with the Standards 3 audit. So what we're looking at doing, this would mainly be for Menifee Elementary, possibly looking at changing, doing a reorganization of some of the, maybe with the assistant principal position, and letting them have an opportunity to make different changes as a route that they would like to go with that. So this position would really probably not cost the district any more money, assuming that the leadership there decides that they want to go a direction, this route instead of the current route that they currently have. So in order to do this, we need to create a position, and then we may be removing another position on down the road. So this is not adding money to your budget. This is just maybe doing a little reorganization and changing some titles and changing some roles and responsibilities. And if you looked at your job description, majority of this program is to assist with strengthening the instructional programming to where we can provide modeling within the classroom, to where we can have this person go into a classroom, model, give different strategies, give them support as far as different types of formative, summative assessment, but just a variety of different things. So that we're just looking at a little bit of reorganization, changing a few things, but it's not going to be any additional expense to the district, assuming that the site-based council decides to go and they do that. As for we're state managed, I have a little more authority, so
So this person would work closely
they
with Robin.
work very
right?
closely with Mrs. Brewer and very closely with the new, with Ms. Means at
Yeah.
Menifee Elementary.
So are some of the responsibilities mixed similar to a vice principal, but
Very
also towards
Very,
instruction?
mainly instruction, and the principal and this person would work together. What we want is we want a principal or an instructional person in those classrooms as many times as possible throughout the week. And seeing, it's not that we don't trust what's going on in those classrooms, but it's provide feedback, monitoring, continuous support, to where we've got a system in place to where our teachers feel comfortable, to where they can share different instructional strategies among themselves. It's things that they can share during their PLCs, but we want to develop a system to where everyone, we have a cohesive unit to where that is all we talk about throughout the day. What can we do to improve instruction within that building? How can we collaborate? What can we do to improve student achievement? And that's the type of culture that we're going to create in Menifee Elementary School. And as we've talked a little bit about in these principal searches, is the data. Look at the data. What can we do with it? Where are we going with it? And what can we do to make improvements in that student achievement? So we've purchased several instructional programs. The last 4 days that we've had has been focused on professional development, follow-up to professional development of programs that we have purchased. It's not just buying the program and not providing our teachers with any insight on how to utilize it, but we've actually had a pretty good focus on that this year. And this person, as well as the principal, would be able to come back and continue to provide that support and feedback.
A second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Job descriptions, can we do these together or can we do these separate? Okay. Anyone have any questions on the job descriptions for the facilities director and the academic learning specialist? I make a motion that we approve the job descriptions for both of those. All those in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion is carried. Insurance bids.
This is exciting news too. I know, we're paying something, but we're paying this. Our insurance, our actual insurance went up. We do have newer fleet than what we had, so it has went up about $4,500. However, so this is the bid that we received on all of our coverages, and that includes our new buses, taking off the things that we got rid of this year, those type of things. So it's an increase of $4,591 from last year. Like I
This
said,
does not include your flood insurance that you have to purchase separately, because where you have buildings in the flood.
Get Brandon up. All right, so, and then, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we got here, workers' comp, what we were paying was $93,000 for workers' comp. This one, we went down, altogether $14,873 because of our, back-to-work program that we kind of tried to implement. If they can work, putting them back to work and doing something, even if it's like, light duty. Our mod factor, I think it was like at a 3, was it 1.3 or?
1.03 was the
No,
model.
I know it is now, but what was it to begin with? It was really.
It was 1.4, I mean, it was a lot. What that
That's-
means is, let's say if you're paying $100,000, and if it's at 1.4, you're paying $140,000. So ours is at 1.03, so we're paying 103. So it shows you where the difference might be.
So, those type of things are really things that reduce our cost to the general fund because that's where it's paid from, and that really help us there. And it's very exciting, and people have been really awesome that if they're able to come back, whether it's filing or whatever, and we really haven't had that many claims this year at all. So it's been good, and Kenny's easy to work with.
I make a motion that we approve the insurance bids. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Telephone and data bids.
We'll do, I'll describe it differently. Equipment you had, we had 2 bids, one from Mountain Rule and one from a company called Proficient Telecom. Mountain Rule, your local people, Proficient Telecom, they're not based around here. So there's all their stuff. It was weird when they quoted me a price that was like 3 lines. I was thinking, they even quote handsets either. So there's that one.
But your main reason for making the selection, Mr. Vice, is not just because they're local, but it would be
No.
what you feel would be best to meet the needs of the district.
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
Well, I'm just thinking customer service.
Oh, yeah. Well, I give them a call, they're here and like that, you got where, like, I'm gonna have to make a text message probably when I get service to get out of here about, this Brown phone, their office, they work here, I'll probably, I'll text. Well, I text all the time, and we'll probably have a phone here in the morning for her.
Not only that, they're a huge support of our school system
Yeah.
as well.
But once again, I just want to state that it's for the best choice to meet the needs of the district, what I would recommend.
When we go over data, when.
You just want to know the data will do together.
Yeah, so, pretty much price was going up 22. You're selling, yeah, you're selling. Other battery. But, yeah, there's your prices. For what I've heard from other districts around, other companies that aren't even on this, that, you know, aren't on here that we can't have because they're not local to here, that's a really good price. I mean, a really, really good price.
Okay, is the 10% discount included in the 2,292, or is that?
I'm assuming
Well,
it's just-
we're only going 1 year at a time, because if we go over $100,000, we have to get state approval, as in KDE, as in Frankfurt approval. So we're only doing 1 year at a time, and amendments. So actually,
No.
is it on here? Yeah, we pretty much, you're amending your contract to just add another year.
Add a year.
Yeah. If you select Mountain Gold for both, you're just amending your contract.
Okay.
Definitely let you have this.
And that's a per month project.
I'll make a motion that we approve to accept the Melton Rural Telephone Company data and telephone bids for 2017-2018 school year. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Technology plan.
So pretty much, I took a few things out, updated to this year, especially with staff, how many computers are actually in the district, that kind of thing. Just a couple of. Yeah, Goal 5, we're, like they were talking about with the Chromebooks, we got the carts, they're here, we just didn't kind of really put them out because nobody's really had the training, we just didn't want them out there and not being used. So we kind of kept them in-house, so to speak, so once that gets the training over the summer, they'll be ready to roll first thing school starts. They're actually using them, 68 of them in the STEAM camp next week. We've got them ready to go. And then we've already replaced one lab in the front hallway at the K-8. Going to replace another one next to the library, and then one lab up here in this building up here, a PC lab up here with Chrome boxes. And then goal 6. Wireless upgrade, actually I filed this year in USF for Cat 2 upgrade, so all of our wireless access points and our controllers will be upgraded. And we're paying, we got a budget of $150 a student, and so that pretty much was about $150,000, let's say. And pretty much only having to pay about $12,000 out of pocket for $72,000 worth of equipment.
That's a good return.
But that's what that goes for, just to switch it out, and that will help out with, especially with the newer technology, these Chromebooks, how they connect, once we get these access points, they can connect to a fast, make it, faster connection, stronger connection. But that's pretty much about it. That's what I changed.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. First reading of Menifee County Administrative Policy, Policy 034.
This one is for the substitute teachers, and Lori referred to this earlier about substitutes being paid on rank 5 on the salary schedule if they have 20 consecutive days of study. If they don't have the 20 consecutive days, they miss a day somewhere in there, then the 20-day time period starts over. But they would be paid on that rank 5 salary schedule if they are there 20 consecutive days. And she had that on the salary schedule. And this is first reading, so you'll see this again next time.
And the reason behind this is we started running into an issue when we had folks that were off for an extended period of time, being able to keep some consistency in the classroom. So this gives an opportunity to be able to keep a person in that rate, especially during the leave.
Like maternity leaves or FML leaves.
Yeah.
Because that's good, you wouldn't want people coming in and out of the classroom.
Right.
Or one person. I'll make a motion to approve the first reading of Menifee County Administrative Policies for Policy 03.4. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Contract for occupational therapy services.
Now, this is the only contract I have so far. You will see others. But this is the same company, it's Lifespan Therapy. We have used this company for the 21 years I've been in Menifee, and maybe even before then. We've never had any problems with them whatsoever, so I would like to continue using them. They are raising the price $1 per hour, and that's still very competitive to what we could be paying other therapists.
Well, if we had one full-time, it would cost us
Oh, it costs
a lot more money,
than
I'm
that,
sure.
yes. And we have extremely good service with this company now, OT.
Are we meeting all the children's needs with this company and the amount of time that we can pay them?
Yes. This person comes right now 2 days a week, and every student who has occupational therapy as a related service in the IEP is seen. And then she also does evaluations for students who are referred, who teachers and committee think that there may be that need for occupational therapy. So we do receive exceptional services from this company in the OT that's.
From the time that a referral is made to the time that they're evaluated, about how long is that?
We have 60 school days from the time we get consent to do the evaluation until the IEP is in place if the child is eligible. That's 60 school days, so we don't count weekends, we don't count summer breaks or other breaks.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract for occupational therapy services for 17-18 school year.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Lease agreement between Menifee County Board and Gateway Community Service.
This is an annual lease that we look at every year, and it's for the Head Start units, one on the Botts grounds and one on the Menifee Elementary grounds. And as far as I know, there's never been any money exchange. It's just an agreement that they use those spots of land.
Make a motion to approve the lease agreement between the County Education and the Service.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Full review utilization agreement between Menifee County and Gateway Head Start.
And this again is an annual document. We sit down with Head Start personnel, usually either the Head Start director or someone that is right under her in the chain of command. So we just go through and, as you've seen, we talk about what Head Start will do, And what the school system does in order to serve all of our children who are either Head Start eligible or state preschool eligible, and they're served in the same setting with the same services. And this is just documentation. This stays in the district. It does not go to KDE. It doesn't go to the federal Head Start agency.
But we just have to review that, we don't have to approve that.
No, just a
Okay.
review.
Do we have any more questions on that? Professional development plan.
This one, PD plans have been submitted. This year, we used the same format as last year, where we got input from teachers on what their individual professional growth plans needed, along with district initiatives, so that we could follow through on school-wide initiatives and also still meet individual teachers' needs. I think board chairman, any questions? That's what you call just-in-time delivery right there.
I make a motion, we approve the professional development plan. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Curriculum and instruction report.
And this is after all, for his request at the board table, there's actually a form that Mr. Brewer needs to fill out and get some information from the principal. And it's the curriculum instruction reports, and it's policy number procedure 08.118.2. She may have that on.
Oh, format, the curriculum instruction report?
Yeah.
So table that, okay.
And then we need to table that one, and she'll have to request that information from the principal in the June board meeting.
I think you're having, you want me to switch them?
So I recommend that we table that until the June board meeting. You'll need a motion to table.
Go ahead.
I make a motion to take that as
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Uh,
Any nays? Motion carries.
So Mrs. Hacker, if you would inform Ms.
Okay.
Brewer of
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk about it.
8.1 AP2.
3.1.
AP2.
AP2, and she will need to give it to principal.
Okay.
Thank you.
Out of area attendance requests hardships.
Received 50 applications, been included in the board packet due to confidentiality purposes.
And you numbered them. You are awesome. You numbered them.
Number of, all over 15 applications, there's actually 16 students. The last application has 2 students on it, from South Carolina. The attendance committee has recommended they all be approved. If there's any individual questions, I'll be pretty much all of them meet the criteria of either childcare or it's a teacher, and you have their child with them at the school they're teaching there. There is 2 students in there that are falling under the category of other considerations. These students have grown, as familiar with their teachers that we receive special needs services with. And as we all know, students who are receiving special needs services, once they become accustomed to a particular teacher or situation in school, and they're thriving in that system, then we want to maintain that stability.
Well, I say we'll have to do these in 2 sections. The reason we numbered them, because I have to abstain from one and she has to abstain from one, so.
I'll make a motion to approve applications for out of area attendance for student school year, here's from 1 through 10.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. I abstain. Motion's carried. I move that we approve all the hardships number 11 through 15. I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. I abstain. And that motion carries. Sir? Length of the instructional day.
There has been major changes to the school day requirements from the state. And in looking and discussing it with some of our attendance committee members and looking at preliminary schedules from each of the schools, we want to keep the start times the same. We recommend it stay at 7:50. However, high school will actually, because they're changing their schedule, they won't need the 5 extra minutes that they had this year. So the request would be kind of 3 o'clock for all schools. And that actually would help with bus dismissal, which is kind of interesting. You would think if you delay 5 extra minutes, it would allow, everything clear out. However, high school students have to walk from up here on the hill down to the buses, which means if you're putting your students, your elementary students on the bus first, then generally they're waiting 10 to 15 minutes on the bus for the high school students to get there before the rest can leave. So kind of putting them in this situation where they're antsy already, don't want to sit still, plus the bus in the summer it's hot and winter it's colder, so having the consistent 3 o'clock start end time would be actually beneficial because the students would have to stay on the bus 5 minutes less. So we're recommending for 7:50 for start time across the district and then 3 o'clock dismissal time. And that would still allow us to build the 15 minutes extra per day and get the bank time in that's necessary that we will get our 5 days in as well. So, any questions?
That only affects the high school, is that correct? It's the high school's only that you do 5 minutes earlier.
Well, that was actually something we had done this school year. They're actually going to a schedule where they don't require that 5 extra minutes now. So 3 o'clock dismissal time would be consistent across the district.
Make a motion to approve the length of the instructional day to a minimum of 375 hours at all schools with a start time at 7:50 and a dismissal time at 3 o'clock.
Make sure it says minutes, not hours.
I'm sorry, minutes, yes.
Slow down.
Sorry. I really wanted it to go a long time.
Thank you, Mr. Hackett.
You'll second.
Our ADE on May have went decreased dramatically.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
I would say our pay scales would have probably been gone too.
Yeah. KEDC membership.
Okay, this is our membership with KEDC. I told you last year, as long as we use their services, which is the KBC bid list, which is what we use, and some of their other things, that we get a discount. So go a little bit. The total membership is $2,300. We receive almost $1,100 discount because we use that KBC bid list, and we use it a lot. So we're only paying $1,200. They do give us a lot of things, a lot of trainings, and that KBC bid list is a lovely thing because we don't like bidding. Me and Kelly, we're not open the bids.
A motion that we recommend approving the KEDC membership.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
The acronym KEDC is Kentucky Education Development Cooperative. They're based out of Ashland. They also have offices in Lacy, and Ross and Lacy is across from Palmetto Ford. We'll see if we can get off of Truck Road.
We've been a member of them for quite some time. Advertise for district-wide vehicle for student and training transportation.
Okay, I officially took this off as long as I could. The blue van, it's time to just let it go, and the white vehicle, just don't not forget it, needs to go away. So, what we've been trying to do with this is.
In addition, the white van now has over 120,000 miles on it.
Oh, it doesn't have that much.
A good thing.
A good van.
Yeah.
Broken in.
So.
How much does the blue one have?
Oh, it's.
220,000.
Oh, wow.
The blue van is you'd always throw a pair of tennis shoes in the vehicle with you, because you may have to walk.
I would still like to have a freaking
Anyway, so I've been working with KDC to help me write a bid specs for a new van. Sometimes we have bug issues, so we're trying to get something that's a little bit easier to clean and not a cloth seat, which may cause us to be a little bit more expensive, and to make sure that we can fold the seats down into the underground storage for, we have to
Cargo
transport
like.
and that kind of thing. This is something that we probably needed for 2 years, and I've just now talked everybody into.
And once again, we're just advertising
Yeah.
Just to see what we can get,
to see
right?
what we can get, and when we receive the advertisements back, we will then decide if we want to.
I'll work on it.
It might be scary.
But it's, we do a lot of transportation. Mr. Hacker and Lori do a lot of home visits and that type of thing. And teachers and staff use this to go to trainings and things like that, and they go a long way. They go to Louisville, they go to Lexington, they go different places, and it is something that does reduce a lot of cost to the district because we're not paying out mileage.
And then sometimes, sponsors use it if they just have a few kids to take to an event for
If they prepare
sports or whatever.
proper.
Yeah.
If at all possible.
So we don't have to drive a bus. Yeah.
It's the main means of
Yeah.
transportation.
Yeah.
So once again, I stress, you're just give permission to advertise.
Yes, that's it.
Make a motion to advertise for district-wide vehicles for student training.
I'll second. All those